Most of my friends in the PPC community have come from LinkedIn and, before it became a cesspool, Twitter. But if you've been following me since before my podcast days, you may know that I got my start as a content creator on TikTok. Yes, that TikTok. And so before I was a Google Ads podcast host, before I was a PPC influencer and linked influencer and whatever else you want to call me with only a hint of shade, I hope, I was just the Google Pro TikTok creator. And I was fortunate to get to know a few other marketing content creators on TikTok, like Yoshi Bear J, aka Josh Okungbaiye. Josh is a Facebook ads expert, and he's one of the top-rated Facebook ads consultants on Fiverr. Seriously, he's got 600 five-star reviews. I can't even fathom that. He's completed more than 1,300 orders for clients, like Nike and the Financial Times, and even Fiverr itself. And he's not just on Fiverr. He also does Facebook ads coaching sessions. I'm a client of his. And he has a newsletter and a course, the whole expert with a capital E. What sets Josh apart in a sea of Facebook ads experts, though, is not just his extensive expertise and the ease with which he explains things, but his contagious smile and positivity. It is literally impossible to watch one of Josh's videos and not smile. And whether you're watching this episode or listening to this episode, I think you'll see what I mean. Let's hand the mic over to Josh Okungbaiye for Inside Google Ads, episode 31, Facebook ads.
One of the most common mistakes that people do with Facebook ads is that they will tend to go broad from the beginning. And I know a lot of people always say that, hey, you should go broad. Facebook is going broad. You should go broad. But they always miss one important piece to that puzzle, which is data. The more data an ad account has, the more better it's going to perform. So when an ad account has a lot of data in the account, of course, you can definitely go broad and you'll definitely get some results. But whereas if you have no data or minimal data, broad is just too broad. So the algorithm doesn't know where to go with it. So in the beginning with your Facebook ads or your Facebook ad account, you have to give it guardrails. You have to give it some guidance. You have to put some interests in there. Initially, there could be broad interests or there could be niche interests. And sometimes when people mention go broad, people will assume that, I've just got to just not put any interest. No, that's not always the case. Maybe you can put in much broader interests in there to give the algorithm a little bit more of a direction. The way you always want to see your ad account, you want to see your ad account as though you have got a brand new puppy that doesn't know how to sit, run, or do anything. But you're not going to tell the puppy to just run around and just do. No, it won't know what to do. So you have to put in guardrails in the beginning, and then it will learn what to do. So that's the way you want to treat your ad account in the beginning. Another common mistake with Facebook ads that people do is that they don't add enough creative diversity. So what sometimes people will do is that they will hear too much about, everyone's doing video. Okay, cool. So I'm going to do just video ads. Everyone's doing images. I'm just going to do just image ads. We have to remember that every ad account is completely different, and they all behave differently. And in addition to that, every business is different. So by adding creative diversity, you're giving yourself the chance to see if any one of your ads are going to resonate with your audience in the best way possible and get you the most results. So what I mean by creative diversity, you can put in image, you can put in video, you can put in GIFs, you can put in memes. Just try to put in as much different diverse creative in there, because every day we have to always remember that at the end of the day, Facebook's sole purpose is to make sure that their platform creates a very good user experience for the user. So you as yourself that is consuming Instagram Reels, consuming any type of content on Facebook or on Instagram, you're not just looking at images all day. No, you probably scroll down and come across some videos, you come across some memes, you come across some long form content, you've come across some short form content. That's exactly what you want to do with your Facebook and Instagram ads. The third common mistake that people do is that they always assume that the more budget I put into an ad account in the beginning stages, the more results I'm going to get. That's not always necessarily the case. You always want to start out on a budget that you can afford and that is comfortable for you and your business. And then you want to scale up from there. For a lot of the time, sometimes some people's accounts, Facebook doesn't even let you even spend the big budget in the beginning. Sometimes they want you to work your way up to certain budgets. So you want to make sure that you want to put in a budget that is comfortable for you and your business. There isn't a magic number when it comes to budget. People always think that, oh yeah, if I put $100 in today, oh, I'm going to get all these results. I'm going to get all these purchases and sales and leads and all that stuff. No, all it does is the higher the budget that you put in, the quicker you see if something works or not. The lower the budget that you put in, the slower you see if things work or not. That's really the main difference. It's just speed. It isn't a testament. It doesn't prove how good your offer is or how great your product or service is. No, it just lets you know how quickly you can know if your product or service is in demand or not. The fourth common mistake that people make with Facebook ads. Sometimes when people are running ads, you have to get out of your head and you have to remember that you're not the only person advertising on the platform. We have to let go of that ego. We have to let go of that hubris to think that, oh, I've just put this product out. I've just put this service out. Why isn't anyone buying my product? Why isn't anyone buying my service? No, you are also competing with other businesses trying to target the same audience. So you as a business owner, you have to come up with an offer that is better than the next business owner, than your competitor. Because at the end of the day, the customer chooses, and the customer is going to choose the offer or the service or the product that is right for them. So we need to get out, especially if you're advertising on Facebook or Instagram, you always need to try to let go of that ego and think, oh yeah, why isn't anyone buying my stuff? No, it's really important to think, you know what? There are other players in the game. How can I get an advantage so they resonate or buy my product or service? That's it. So those are 4 common mistakes that people make with Facebook ads and Instagram ads, and I hope these help you.
Thanks so much, Josh. And what I love about these tips you gave for our listeners today, in addition to being very specific and tactical and something they can implement, is a lot of your advice is about focusing on the user. And so often when we're creating ads, we think so hard about what we're doing. This is my creative and my targeting and my bidding and my conversion tracking, that so little of our time ends up focusing on that user. And is our offer going to be what's best for them? And do we have enough data about them to effectively reach them? And so what are some ways that you or your clients make sure that you're keeping that user top of mind? Like, how do you get to know that user when you're crafting your Facebook ad strategy?
That's a great question. That's a great question, Jill. And thank you for that. So one of the ways that I make sure that I'm very cognizant and very aware of the user is by just simply going onto competitor ad platforms where I can see what my competitors are running and see if, okay, cool. See if how long that ad has been running. If it's been running for a long time, then I know that, okay, cool, that ad is making that company a lot of money. So maybe I should create something very similar. So that's one way. The second way is by just consuming the platform, Instagram, Facebook, as a normal user and seeing what is going viral, what isn't going viral, what hook is being used, what captions are being used. And most importantly, you want to look at the comments. You want to look at what people are saying, what assumptions they are making, what questions they are asking, because that will give you a much more deeper understanding of the customer and of the user. And then you can basically get all those pieces together and basically craft a really great offer, or even better, a really great ad.
And it's a great point as well that it's not just about creating the ad. There has to, of course, be a great offer to go with it. Like having an ad that can say 50% off will perform better than an ad that can say 10% off, even if everything else about those two ads is exactly the same.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, the user, people want what is best for them. That's all. That's all they want. If they hear 50% off, if they hear 70% off, 80% off, hey, they're gonna go for the offer that benefits that benefits them. That is it. So it's really us as business owners to ensure that, okay, what can we do in our offer, in our ads to benefit the customer? Because at the end of the day, Facebook, Instagram, their sole aim, it's very easy for us to forget, but their sole aim is to make sure that their platforms is a positive experience for the user. So if the user sees an ad and clicks on it and sees a great offer that benefits them, that adds to the user experience on the platform. So when they get a really good experience, that means Facebook, Instagram pushes your ad even more. Another thing to also bear in mind, that's why paying attention to the user in terms of giving them a good offer and all that is very important, because what sometimes Facebook does, even Instagram, they'll even send a little survey to that customer that interacted with your ad and say, hey, how was this ad relevant to you, etc., etc. And if you're getting negative stuff, that can really affect your performance on the platform. So it's really about putting the user top of mind.
Well, thank you so much, Josh. I have learned a ton from you today, and I know that our listeners today have as well. If they would like to keep learning more from you, where is the best place for them to find you?
Great question. Thank you so much. I'm glad that could help. So the best place to find me is that I'm on TikTok. My name on TikTok is Yoshi Bear J. Also, you can also go to my website, which is yoshibearj.com. And I've got loads of cool stuff on there and tips and all that stuff that can help you guys.
And I will say, testimonial for me is that when I need help with Facebook ads, I have hired you before to coach me, to help me with my understanding of Facebook ads. I would highly recommend, if you need help with Facebook ads as well, that you reach out to Josh. Josh, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. We really appreciate you.
The links to everything Josh mentioned are in the episode description. I've really enjoyed sharing 5 guest experts with you this month to talk about everything from ad grants to Facebook ads. Starting next week, we are back to our usual format around here, answering your burning questions about Google Ads. To make sure you don't miss a thing, sign up for the Inside Google Ads episode transcripts at free.jill.ca. That's JYLL.ca. I'm Jill Saskin-Gales, and I'll see you next time inside Google Ads.